howdy there, folks. Today starts a new series of episodes centering around the illustrious and ever so amazing 1987 Dodge Ram that I purchased a few months ago. You know, it being only 30 years old, I am surprised there are things that are already wrong with it, but nothing's beyond you to fix yourself, that's what I say. Unless you're terrible at things. I'm an auto mechanic now. I have got my name right there, so pretty big deal. So for starters today, we are just going to replace the front and rear shocks on our pickup. Shocks are incredibly easy on a pickup like this. So here are our rear shocks. As you can see, there's one there, and then there's the other on the passenger side over there. To do this, literally all you're gonna have to do is take this bolt off and the one up there. And here we go for the top. Okay everybody, so here's our old shock, here's our new shock, and it's very easy to tell if a shock has gone bad. Let me demonstrate. I'll be Bill Nye for a second.
Science rules.
A shock is supposed to, when you compress it, it's supposed to immediately come back up. And here's the old one. And you see that? It stayed down, which means this shock is garbage. Here's our new one. Still has a strap on it to make it easier to install. So, but as you can see here, watch. It's harder to compress, and it immediately pops back out. Oh. One very important thing to do is to check your hardware. Make sure your bolts and your nuts are all good. It's also important to put a little bit of anti-seize on them. So, you know, say 5-10 years from now when you need the new shocks again, these will not be rusted together. Oh, I got it. There it goes. Yes! Bolt in. So now last step to install pretty much anything on a car is you want to use a torque wrench like this one, which gives you different levels of torque or force, if you will, to properly torque all of the fasteners so that it's not too loose or too tight. The manual says the top and the bottom both need to be 60 foot-pounds, so let's do that right now, and then this side will be done. And that sound means it's done. Both sides are now done. Both sides are torqued, and looks pretty snazzy. Okay, so now it's time to do the front, so let's take a look. It's a little bit different. Hi. So, here's our shock right here. 2 bolts on the bottom, 1 on the top. Let's get it out. Almost out. All right, so I kind of screwed up. As you can see, I've eaten away the top of the shock entirely. And that bolt is not going to come off. But you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. Yay! So, instructions say to use like a large crescent wrench. So I had the right idea. I was just using too small of a wrench for that top little notch thing, so second side should be a lot easier. Okay, so let's take the bottom of this thing off. And she's out! Oh yeah, that one is also bad. So you want to take a look at the original one, and the new one comes without these things on it, so you want to assemble. I've already taken the liberty of assembling the top, or the part that goes inside, correctly. And so this part will go in like that, right there. So let's put it in. Okay, that one's done. This top nut has been tightened down. Just supposed to be 25 foot-pounds. So that is not that tight. And the torque wrench unfortunately can't do this, so you're just gonna have to do it by hand and feel. All right, this side's in. Looking shiny inside there. All right, side 2 in and looking snazzy. Hey, not bad. Well, what a beautiful January evening. So the truck definitely is feeling a lot better in corners. It doesn't bounce around quite as much, and it's definitely better. So that is a win. So the next thing you guys get to look forward to, if you feel so inclined, is a video about doing brakes and rotors, other things. So look forward to that if you're interested, and keep on trucking.